Hi all, this is Mel and this is a video on Microsoft Teams live events. Live events are quite different to a meeting, so what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to create a live event, how to produce one and how they work, and we're also going to show you how it looks from the attendees' point of view. So the main reason we're doing this is in the college we know that a lot of staff are going to be using live events, external facing live events for open events. So for students, prospective students and parents to find out information about the courses. So the first thing that's going to happen is you won't be able to do this unless your administrator has given you this permission. Where you would normally go, so you need to go into your calendar first of all. So I'm in Teams and this is my Teams calendar. You can't do this in any other way. And where you would have new meeting, you should, once you've got the Teams, the live event access, is be able to click down there and it gives you the option of creating a live event. So live events are different to meetings. They are like a webinar. So I'm going to click create live event. And I'm going to put in here live event for video because I'm doing that. I'm going to pick the date, so the date is going to be Thursday. I'm going to go Thursday afternoon, let's say there. I'm going to make it a little bit longer. Time zone, I might add information here about this is where you would explain to the attendees what the event is, and then I'm going to invite people as the presenters or the producers. So at the moment, because I'm creating it, I am a producer, and I will explain later the difference between the presenters and the producer because you have different permissions. The producer is the most important person because they manage what goes live, what's being seen by the attendees and what isn't. So I'm going to add some more people. I'm going to add in Jamie, and I'm going to add in Andrew because they are going to be helping me, and I am going to give Jamie producer rights as well as myself, so you can decide who has these. Now this invite will only go to the presenters and the producers, and that's important. So I'm going to click next. This gives me the settings. So because it's going to be a live event that's external, you're going to have students and parents watching it outside, you have to click public. So that's the difference, you have to click public, because if you leave it on organisation wide, only people with a sign in South Thames College's group as our example, so students and teachers will be able to see it. So we're going to make it public because it's being used for that sort of thing. Recording available to producers and presenters, that's great. Recording available to attendees so they can watch it later. We can turn that off or we can leave that on. I'm going to turn that off. We get an attendee engagement report, which is great, and you always want to add in Q&A. You want to add that in because if you don't add that in, people watching can't ask questions, so they can't engage with you. So that's super, super important. And then I am going to click schedule, and what this does is it sends an invite to just the presenters and producers and puts it in their diary, and this is the link where they join it as the presenter and the producer, but this is not what you give to the attendees. The attendees, you have to get the attendee link, so you click on that and it copies it to the clipboard, and then you can copy it into emails. Do not forward on the invite. So if you're someone that's a presenter or producer and you've just had this invite, you do not forward the invite on. You have to always generate the attendee link because they are different things. So I'm going to click close, and then we're going to go ahead and show you how it looks. But just before I do that, you can go in and edit. So if you find you've forgotten to do something, which I did a while ago, I forgot to turn on the Q&A, I can go in and I can click edit. So I can edit some of the main details, and then I can click settings and I can add these other settings. So if you accidentally leave it organisation wide, you need to go back, change it to public, or if you need to add in the Q&A because you forgot. So these are what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to click update, and that is the live event. Okay, so now it's the day of the live event and I'm going to go into the live event and show you how it looks. What I would recommend is always having a dry run of the live event, particularly if there's people that weren't involved before. So if I just show you my calendar for next week, you can see that I've got a dry run and then an actual event of a live event. It's also recommended that you come in about 15 minutes beforehand just to make sure everything's working. But as we're recording, and this is a mock live event, we're going in right now, so I am going to join the meeting. I'm going to join now. And now what we are in is a meeting that is purely just between the presenters and the producers. So Jamie's here. And this is how it will look for a producer. So I'm a producer, Jamie's a producer, and Andrew will be joining us shortly, and he's our presenter. So it does look a little bit different to what you are used to. Anyone that's joining the live event will see this screen where it says it hasn't started yet. Two of us set up as producers and Andrew set up as the presenter. You need a minimum of 3 people for any live event because you need a producer, a presenter and someone to moderate the Q&A, and I'll explain why in a second. So Jamie's actually set up as a producer just because I find it useful to have a second producer just in case there's any internet outage, because the producer is kind of in control of everything. So the more people you can have in the team, the better. So as the producer, you'll see this is the screen on the right, is the live event. This is what's being transmitted, and I am taking some video elsewhere which I'll edit in to show you how it looks. And this is the queue, so this is who I'm going to send live. So I can click, at the moment there's Andrew, I can go to Jamie, and I can go to myself and send whatever I want live. So if I click on Andrew and I click send live, I go, Andrew, you are being sent live now.
Okay.
The live event is there, and I click start and it goes to the attendees. So once I've started, I can't stop and restart, and the event can last as long as you want, and you're getting this pop-up. So I'm clicking continue, and what you will see is this is the live event. It's gone red, which means Andrew is now live, and I can actually now see Andrew on my iPad, which is recording the live event. So Andrew can wave. Andrew can also share his screen. So do you want to go ahead and share something, Andrew?
Yeah, sure. Let me share my...
And what can you see what's popped up here? This content. So I can now send Andrew's content live. So I've selected it. I'm going to send live. And now Andrew's screen has gone live. Anything that is said in this group can be heard. So you as the presenter can be heard. Other presenters and other producers can be heard. So what is really useful is to mute yourself. So I've muted myself now. This won't be heard on the live event. Only Andrew can be heard. But then I might want to unmute myself to go, hey Andrew, like something's not working, or to prompt him about something. So it looks quite different. This is just the people that are in the live event, the production team. So it's like a meeting, it's a little mini meeting between us, and we can chat amongst us, which is really quite useful. So if I was going to send Jamie live, I'd say, Jamie, and that's only seen in the group. So I've said, Jamie, you are live in 2 minutes, and then I'm preparing Jamie because if I want to send him live, and I can queue him up like that. The Q&A is something slightly different. So the Q&A, and the reason that it's useful to have an extra person to moderate is that it's quite involved. So you'll have a presenter presenting, you'll have the producer managing all of this, and a third person managing the event Q&A. So we can make an announcement, something like welcome to this live event, and then people can submit questions and we will see them as new, and we can publish them or dismiss them, which I will show you how to do in a second. So I'm just going to end the live event. I'll just show you how the Q&A works. So I've sent a question through, and you can see that it's sitting in new. So the person that's moderating the Q&A needs to keep an eye on this, and you will see that a question has come through. Now, they do come through anonymously unless you ask the people attending to give their names. My understanding for our open events is that we want the parents and students to do their questions anonymously, just so they don't see each other's names. And then I can decide whether I'm going to publish or dismiss the question. So I'm going to publish the question so that it appears in the Q&A. So anyone attending will see this now. They'll see the Q&A. And then whoever is the moderator, so let's say if Jamie was the moderator, Jamie can respond. Or if it's a question that needs to go to the presenter, then Jamie could unmute his mic and say, Andrew, we've got a question come through you. Have you got time to answer it? Or we agree that all questions are going to be at the end, and then the moderator can pitch the questions to the presenter. So it is a little bit different than what you will have been used to before. What I would recommend is setting up a dry run, having a play, getting some colleagues to watch the live event by sending them the attendee link, and just having a go so that you are more familiar with it before your actual live event that you want to run.